Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for sitting through my little tech talk. All right, they said stick to the left side, but maybe not the greatest. All right, so I'm going to chat with all of you about Waymo, which is an autonomous driving technology company that's been out here in Phoenix for several years now. And our name, which is a little funny, stands for A New Way Forward in Mobility. We were built with a mission to make it safe and easy for people and goods to get where they're going. We believe this technology has the potential to save lives, increase independence, and improve mobility access for the millions of people who cannot drive. So why did we decide to do this back in 2009? Driving is not as safe as it should be. As you can see here, there are more than 50 million injuries worldwide, more than 1 million deaths caused by fatal car crashes. And there's one thing that they all have in common, or majority of them have in common, which is human choice and error. So more than 90% of crashes are caused by human choice, such as speeding, distracted driving, impaired driving, which can include drowsy driving or substance usage. And we believe that if you remove the human element from those decisions of operating a vehicle, we can save lives and change mobility. We've been doing this for a while, since 2009, when we started as a Google self-driving car project. And in that time, we have driven more than 20 million miles on public roads, more than 20 billion miles in simulation, and across 13 different states. I've said the word autonomous a few times, so I always like to pause here and just explain what exactly I mean. So this scale here shows you 1 to 5. This is something that the Society of Automotive Engineers put together to explain the levels of automated features inside vehicles that we drive today. Over here in the white section represents most of the vehicles that you or I might drive if you drive. This could include cruise control, lane keep assist, some of the features that really have advanced to make driving safer. Over in the blue section is where it gets really interesting though. This is where a completely empty car comes and picks you up, takes you where you want to go from point A to point B without you ever touching a steering wheel. You don't need a license, you don't even need to be able to see. You get in the back seat and you go where you want to go. That is true autonomy, and that is what we are doing at Waymo. We made some history back in 2015 with this cute little car. I call it the Gumdrop, but its official name is the Firefly. And it had no steering wheel, no pedals. This car made history by being the first vehicle to drive autonomously on public roads. This is in Austin, Texas, and the passenger is really special to us. His name is Steve Mann, and he's legally blind. He flew in from California, got into the vehicle, and drove around for 15 minutes. The rest is history. The next year, we came to Arizona, which has been ground zero for the development of our technology and the service that I'll tell you guys about in a few slides. So as you can see, our cars have some hardware that's a little unique. We have 29 cameras on the exterior of our vehicle that includes basically, I would say, around the top of the vehicle and the exteriors. And then we also have radar and LiDAR. So radar, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. If you have it on your own vehicle, it helps with depth perception. For us, it helps with driving in the elements like fog, light rain. And then we also have LiDAR, which gives us a really detailed 3D view of the world around us. It's kind of like radar, but it uses lasers or light pulses. All this gives us a 360-degree view around the vehicle, helps us see in full daylight, full darkness, 3 football fields away. So we're applying this technology to a ride-hailing service that's already live here in Arizona. It's called Waymo One. These are 2 vehicles that are in our fleet. I heard that some of you went for a ride recently using our Chrysler Pacifica minivan pictured here, and then we also have an all-electric Jaguar I-Pace. To hail one of our vehicles, you download an app. This UI probably looks familiar if you've used other rideshare types of services. You enter where you want to go, you confirm your trip details, and then you're on your way. When the vehicle shows up, there's a screen inside the car. This gives you a view of where you are progressing on your route. It also gives you kind of a I would say a really simplified version, this dark blue screen that you see popping up occasionally, a really simplified version of kind of what the technology experiences and sees around you. And then you also have a screen where you can play your podcast, your music, entertainment, because not all of us like to just sit there and be like, oh my gosh, what is it seeing now? It kind of gets, to be fair, a little boring, which is what we want after a couple minutes. So here's the idea. Peace of mind when you get into the car. It's consistent experience, clean, and you never have to touch a steering wheel. You really can just sit in the back, have fun, enjoy yourselves. The idea is that getting there feels like being there. We're in 3 different areas right now. The Phoenix East Valley, where we've been operating without a human behind the wheel for 2 years now. We're in downtown Phoenix, which we just announced is now open to the public as of last week. And we're in San Francisco, where we are advancing our permitting and should be able to start taking public riders for paid rides. Very exciting couple of weeks here. So we also recently announced that Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport will be the first airport that is serviced by Waymo One. Right now, trusted testers, who are individuals who have early access to some of the features in our fleet, are the only ones who can hail, but when it does become open to the public, it'll be the first airport in the world that you can get out of your plane, get into a car with no driver, and go where you need to go. Additionally, we just announced Los Angeles as our next market, which is really exciting. It's one of the largest ride-hailing markets in the world. And all of the experience that we have learned over the last 12 plus years between freeway driving, suburban driving, dense areas of like San Francisco with the crazy hills, all of that's going to be really helpful to when we're unlocking Los Angeles. And one thing that, I don't think the preview's showing up, but I will tell you, one thing that I want to share with you guys before I stop talking is why I like to work at Waymo. As I had mentioned before, we believe this technology has the potential to improve mobility access for the millions of people who can't drive, whether they have epilepsy, whether they're blind, whether they're older and they need to give up their license. I have the privilege of working on the world's first public education campaign called Let's Talk Autonomous Driving. We started it back in 2017 with the National Safety Council, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and other partners. And since then, we've grown it. We work with hundreds of community partners who help inform the product that we're developing. And to build this future of mobility and transportation. And so I want to share this video. It's about 2.5 minutes long, but I really think that in their words, you will understand why we need this technology and what it could mean for so many people.
A really significant challenge of being blind is the issue of transportation, because I can't drive. I need to rely on others for that basic requirement of life.
I can do everything for myself. The only thing that I cannot do by law is drive a car.
I was diagnosed with epilepsy at the age of 8.
People with epilepsy are told no a lot. No, you can't go to that party. No, you can't be in the sun too long. No, you can't drive.
Usually I have to get rides from my sisters or my parents.
The idea of having autonomous vehicles is life-changing.
You can open a lot of doors, not just practically, not just, oh, let me go shopping, but also emotionally. Also like, okay, I'm not dependent, I'm not relying, I'm not a burden on somebody else. I'm my own person, I'm doing my own thing.
I live with MS, so I myself don't have a disability, but I've met a lot of people that do, and I know a lot of them would benefit greatly from something like this.
I'm thinking about my own child. She has a secondary diagnosis of cerebral palsy, and I would like there to be technology for her available so she can get that independence.
The chance to have autonomy in vehicles and everywhere else is a means to get us to where we want to go, which is being part of the world. It's not just about going to a place. It's about having possession of your own life.
It's providing a platform for us to be able to travel independently when and where and how we want to. It's just priceless.
今年80岁，对市民来说，这当然是很方便，特别对一些老人。
I have a spinal cord injury. I was injured 12 years ago, so I am now a wheelchair user. We love when we partner with technology organizations like Waymo. Waymo's doing an amazing job at making sure that they understand our needs at the development phase.
This technology can provide a life without limits.
It could add that freedom that I don't have. From a self-esteem level, that'd be great, and from a practical level, it could be life-changing.
It's a new sense of liberation. That's why it's so special. It's about freedom.
Text on white background. At Waymo, we're proud to partner with individuals and organizations that share in our commitment to improve mobility access for everyone. Let's talk autonomous driving. Logos of partner organizations appear in a grid on screen. Waymo logo.
All right, thank you all for your time. I really appreciate it.